Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome to Mid-South Barn Dominiums. We realize there's a lot of options when it comes to finding a builder for your next home. Here at Mid-South, we understand that customer service, quality, and selections are very important. It's a very large time, money, and an emotional investment, and we're here to listen and care. We realize the kitchen's the most used and abused room in the house. Our cabinets are locally custom made from Sanderson cabinets out of Lawrenceburg. They're real wood, poplar or maple, whether you paint or stain. All comes with slow close hardware and many pull-out different style options to choose from.
For over 50 years, Southern Tennessee Regional Health System Lawrenceburg has been a cornerstone of care in Lawrence County. From cardiology to orthopedics, general surgery, primary care, and women's health, we offer compassionate expert care close to home. Our ER is now stronger than ever with more providers, chest pain accreditation, and our newest Joint Commission stroke accreditation because every second matters. Generations have trusted us for compassionate care and medical excellence. Faster, trusted, accredited emergency care with hometown heart.
Pat's Cafe and Catering has been proudly serving customers in Lawrenceburg since 1987. For 4 generations, our family-run cafe has served up delicious breakfast and lunch favorites with friendly service and a welcoming atmosphere. We also offer full-service catering and can help to make your next party or event a success. For great food and friendly faces, visit us today at Pat's Cafe and Catering.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
What really matters during the ball game, we're at that point in the season where some are just beginning, some have already ended, and others are at that point where it's either win or go home. Depending on what your perspective is, it changes everything, doesn't it? In 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 18, we're reminded we don't look at the things that are seen, but at the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are temporary, but the things that are unseen are eternal. Keep your focus, keep your perspective on the right things, the things of God, the eternal things. And that message brought to you by your friends at the Leoma Church of Christ.
'Cause when I cross that county line, just off Highway 49, it all makes perfect sense. Man, I live for this.
Want to take the next steps in taking care of your health? Tennessee Valley Allergy Services can make your goals a reality. Their team of doctors, nurses, and medical professionals are dedicated to providing allergy care and treatment, such as drops and shots, to fit your exact needs. Their expert services are for anyone ages 2 and older. Whether you struggle with environmental or food allergies, they've got you covered. Discover a better you at Tennessee Valley Allergy Services, located right next to the Zaxby's in Lawrenceburg. Book online or call 931-325-0757 to schedule your appointment today.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome to X Sports Today. I wasn't saying anything bad.
We're talking about where we're going to eat.
Yeah, where we're going to eat before our games. I'm heading out to Muscle Shoals. These two are going to Tullahoma. Mike is out there.
He's just on the earth somewhere.
He's on the earth somewhere. Yes, that's where he is going. But it's a beautiful day here at Sports Today. This guy kind of turned down the temperatures just a little bit.
Oh, just wait till next week.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Hey, thank God volleyball's indoors. But we got a lot of outdoor stuff to talk about here. Week 0 of the college football season. Week 1 of the high school football season. We get going here. But let's get into some local news, sort of, for the Lady Vols. They've got some issues here in their women's basketball program. I shouldn't say issue. They announced a suspended 4th-year guard Ruby Whitehorn indefinitely following her recent arrest. Felony charges of domestic assault and aggravated battery. Last week, Whitehorn's attorney, George P. Isaac, said Whitehorn pled not guilty to preliminary hearing on September 5th. 6-foot player from Detroit was arrested August 8th after the Knox County Sheriff's Office responded to a call. According to reports, police say Whitehorn got into an altercation outside a woman's residence and kicked in the front door and the bedroom door. Whitehorn reportedly told officers she was getting her property back after the woman took her phone and passport and then locked the door. She started 28 of 34 games last year, ranked 4th on the team, 11.6 points per game, and also averaged 4 rebounds per game.
Yeah, she was a big piece last year. Obviously, you know how Kim Caldwell runs things, AJ. You know, typically a pretty deep rotation, and she was part of that second team that would come off the bench. And she was typically, your most aggressive scorer off the bench. And hearing this is definitely not the best news. It looked like that her and another lady had gotten into a fight in a parking lot, and then allegedly that lady stole her phone and passport, which is the thing that I'm most confused about, why you would have your phone and passport on you. And then the woman went back into her home, locked the door, and Ruby Whitehorn said she needed to kick the door down. And when you kick a door down, that it's hard to kind of look at that any other way. So it's definitely not a good look, but hopefully things get that worked out in a way that benefits everybody.
Yeah, I think with Kim Caldwell, I think her and the university made the right decision. I'm surprised they didn't dismiss her from the team. Basically, They probably did. But with the indefinite suspension, I agree. If something comes about where a situation, we could say, a player like, say Hendon Hooker, if something were that to occur, he's got to face the consequences, and the consequences are there. Hopefully things get cleaned up and sorted out, but then again, you just don't need something like that in your program.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's just one of those unfortunate things. Yeah, hopefully she understands that she messed up and she can kind of move past this and kind of change, especially if for some reason an attitude problem is something that she deals with. I'm not saying she does. I don't know her. But it's just one of those unfortunate things, and hopefully this is kind of a wake up call. Say, hey, that doesn't need to be happening, because it can not only ruin your life but also ruins your playing career.
Right, absolutely, and we'll see what happens. You're innocent until proven guilty. We'll let the process play out, and then we'll see what happens from there, guys.
Yep.
College football news: Missouri will use 2 quarterbacks in their season opener against Central Arkansas. Bo Perbola and Sam Horn will kind of duel it out in that opener against FCS and a UNA rival there. Eli Drinkowitz announced. Some other QB1 news: Purdue has named Ryan Brown the starting quarterback to open up the season. Announced by head coach Barry Odom, Brown, a redshirt sophomore, started 2 games last year, but transferred to North Carolina amid the coaching change from Ryan Walters to Odom, went through spring practice at UNC before reading the transfer portal and coming back to Purdue. So 2 more schools here at the Power 4 level announcing their starting quarterback plans to start off.
And the Missouri thing, I know a lot of people, especially fans in general, when they hear that their team's going to have, 2 or 3 quarterbacks starting the first game, they're like, oh my goodness, why can't we just have one quarterback, whatnot. Obviously, depending on who you're playing, they're playing an FCS team. That's a good way to be able to extend that QB1 battle and just see who, in an actual game scenario going on, how you actually can do. And who knows, they might end up having, there's definitely some quarterbacks out there in some schools and schemes that you can have 2 quarterbacks and it actually works for you. So who knows, they might find that a 2 quarterback system with them works, but from my perspective, it looks like they're just trying to figure out who their QB1 is going to be, and going into week 1 facing an FCS team, I think that's a really good way to do that.
Yeah, I mean, this looked like a game where both quarterbacks were going to play anyway. I'm curious to see how they do it, if they alternate drives, if one plays one quarter, one plays the next, because that can show how quickly they can get in and out of rhythm. But I think if you're playing an FCS opponent, that's the best way to do it. It's not like they're going out week 1 and playing Alabama, and they don't know, they're kind of just throwing both guys into the fire. But these are 2 guys that haven't started before. Prbula played a lot at Penn State last year because they had some special packages for him because he's really a jack of all trades. But this is the first time we'll see Sam Horn, behind under center for Missouri in a serious role. So I think it's very interesting to see. And with them playing on that first Thursday night, it'll give them time to play, heal up, and be ready for week 2 against Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this stage, I think you mentioned it on our SEC show that a lot of teams are, if you haven't named your starting quarterback, that's a concern from their fan base. Obviously, we've seen some quarterbacks being named QB1 lately. Missouri hadn't made that decision yet, but I think they're going to try to make that decision week 1. Several years ago, Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa, there was a QB question mark of who was going to be the QB1, and they played. Bless you. They played. Who did they play that week? Louisville. Yeah, they played Louisville, and Jalen Hurts started the first half, and Tua started the second half. I can't remember, but yeah. So anyways, I think obviously Eli's going to have a plan ready to go for it, and I really don't know who's the better one between the 2. I haven't really looked into it that much, but. That's a good start for that FCS team trying to figure out where your quarterback situation is.
But I will agree that it is, like I mentioned with you, it is a little bit concerning because Prbula, left Penn State before the playoff game. So he has been at Missouri since, the end of the fall semester and going into the spring semester. So he's been there for, 8-9 months now and hasn't won over the coaching staff and the team yet. And this was a highly touted quarterback. So I don't know if that says more about maybe a lack of leadership or talent on Prbula's side, or maybe Sam Horn has just been better than what they expected.
Some more college football news, guys. Northwestern and former coach Pat Fitzgerald have settled a lawsuit which was filed by Fitzgerald after he was dismissed from the school 2 years ago. Terms of the agreement were not disclosed. He sued the school for $130 million for wrongful termination after being fired in July 23. His firing came amid hazing allegations in the program, which President Michael Schill at the time called widespread and clearly not a secret. Fitzgerald said in a statement Thursday, "For the past 2 years, I have engaged in a process of extensive fact and expert discovery, which showed what I have known and said all along, that I had no knowledge of hazing ever occurring in the Northwestern football program, and I never directed or encouraged hazing in any way." Fitzgerald acknowledged in a statement that there was hazing in the program, but added he's proud to say, "I ran a world-class football program while at Northwestern." He didn't know about the hazing, but then he did know about the hazing.
Yeah, I don't know if this sounds like him trying to save face or trying to paint the school bad, because I mean, because really whatever way you look at this, I mean, somebody's in the wrong. Did they kind of scapegoat Fitzgerald here in this situation where maybe he really didn't know, which is pretty far-fetched, but and then he's suing for $130 million, proving that, at least to himself, that he didn't know and the school fired him wrongfully, or did he know and, maybe the school made the right decision getting rid of him back a couple summers ago.
Well, they were still pretty bad when he was there. But then again, I firmly believe he knew about it, and I don't think he can change his mind. But, like you said, you're innocent till proven guilty, but just from all the information we've seen coming out about that, and basically you saying that he didn't know but knew about it at the same time, it just doesn't...
He knew about some of it, but in one statement he's saying he didn't know about any of it. Everyone in the program saying this wasn't a secret.
Yeah.
So he had to know something.
It sounded like the university knew about it too.
Yeah.
When he had spent almost 20 years as a coach there, that guy knows the locker room.
Yeah.
That's maybe if it's a guy that hasn't been a head coach before and this is maybe his second or third year there, he may not be as familiar with the people in the locker room and his staff and stuff like that. But when you're there for almost 20 years and you had spent time there as an assistant, as a GA, as a player, dude, you know that place inside and out. If there was anything going on inside that program, you knew about it.
Going off of a military analogy, I mean, you are the captain of that ship, and you're responsible for the life, well-being, and actions of your crew. So that's going to be your players. So there's no way that you don't know what's going on. And if you did know or didn't know what was going on, all of a sudden something like that happens, well, that still kind of comes back around to you, because then you're like, well, why did you not know about it? What were you doing? Because it all goes back to the head coach. But you're right. With him being there 20 years, you're right. You have to know what's going on there. And there's no way he did not know something was up.
And I think the most disappointing fact about this is you hear all these pitches from coaches in recruiting. He probably went into some of those players' houses and sat there and looked at that player's parents and said, we're going to take care of your child like he's our own. Yep. And then this happens. I mean, that you lose a lot of credibility.
Yeah, and there's a difference. There's a difference between ribs. Like, I play college baseball. I was in two different locker rooms, and they were very similar. There wasn't anything. There was no hazing. Was there ribbing? Yeah. Did you prank a guy every now and again? Yeah. Hazing, I think if you say the word hazing, you're thinking physical action against somebody, and sometimes in a sexual nature. That is wrong on all levels, and if you're any sort of, I get it. You could be in some of those situations, and it's really intimidating, and you're afraid to fight back. But I think my teammates knew if you go down that road with me, fists are coming, or a baseball bat's coming at your head, or some of that sort of stuff. Because a couple of them tried a couple things. And, they found out I can donkey kick really, really hard if you're close enough to me.
Well, that's and going off of that kind of locker room mentality from a man's perspective. You're going to tease, you're going to poke, you're going to do all that stuff.
Pop somebody in the back with a towel, something like that.
And then over time, you obviously get to know who can handle it and who cannot handle it. But then there's always that line, and it's like, don't cross that line. And most people know where that line is. Unfortunately, sometimes that line gets crossed with people who just don't care, or they're trying to intimidate somebody, or
they know that the head coach will not do anything.
Exactly,
which is the same problem that we're having in Georgia right now. When you know the head coach isn't going to do anything about speeding tickets and driving like crazy, he can say all he wants in the media, but when your guys are still doing the same crap,
you know that line's not there.
Well, lack of locker room control, and the fact that it had gotten this bad signifies that it was going on for a while, because it had almost built a culture that we can do this because we can get away with it because he's not going to do anything about it.
Exactly.
But I've always told you guys, once it gets to the media, your problem's beyond fixing. Because this is something that starts small and it builds up over time, and by the time a media person hears about it, it's already
over. It's over.
Well, what's human nature with this? If you're not told no, well, you're going to push that limit.
See how far you can get without getting a no.
That's just human nature. You're going to have people that are just like, nope, I know exactly where the line is. But you keep saying, well, that line's not there. There's people who will keep going just because
you're pushing an invisible line.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to say they're looking for a line that they crossed a long time ago.
Right.
Yep.
Well, to some good news in college sports, Arkansas will allow football fans to rush the field following big wins, but only after a delay, so the Razorbacks can avoid hefty fines. The SEC updated field rushing policy with a $500,000 fines applies to each incident across all sports. conference can waive the fine if the visiting team and officials are allowed to reach the locker room before the fans descend. Arkansas announced Wednesday that 3 minutes will be placed on the video boards inside the stadium to delay the rush and allow the visiting team staff and officials to exit the field.
Honestly, I like that, but you know what? It's enjoyment. And of course, you know, they're not going to do it every game.
No.
I mean,
they're not going to do it against whatever FCS team.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. Like a Tennessee last year. That would be it.
Yes.
You know, and so I like the idea of that. Maybe it implements and, you know, gives time for security to, you know, make sure coaches and players and officials get to their locker room safely. Any equipment that needs to be taken, it gives them time to get their equipment to the locker room and to their buses. But I like the idea of that. I'm all for enjoyment when it comes to, you know, beating a rival or you're the underdog and you know, a big win like that. So especially as us as Tennessee fans, whenever that Alabama game, that was huge for us.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I know there was a bunch of people that was upset about that, but it's justifiable for if you lose to a team for 15 straight years. That you are allowed to have that type of celebration. So.
And obviously, me being a band fan, I didn't like the outcome, obviously, but it was like, if y'all didn't rush the field, I'm like,
what are we doing?
I've been waiting for 15 years.
What are we doing?
Got it done. Go do it.
Yeah.
I mean, rushing the field, being able to experience all that is awesome because
I would say those are memories I will never forget.
Those are I remember one specifically back in high school. I didn't play on the football team, but our football team for the longest time just sucked. I'll go ahead and say it. We just sucked. And we had a coach that came in my junior year and turned that football program around. And then we lost. Our rival was Huntsville High School. And we lost my junior year by like a touchdown. So it was a close game after being blown out like the past 3 years. But my senior year, we beat Huntsville, and we were the first senior class to beat Huntsville in about 8 years.
Wow.
And we rushed that field, and it was the most fantastic thing ever because we finally got it done and everything. I mean, from my perspective, you have your entire fan base there. Neyland Stadium was like 80-something thousand people, or
like 100. It was like 102.
Like 105.
105,000. You had all those fans. And guess what? You just beat your biggest rival in Alabama, and you hadn't done it in so long. You are so jacked up. You're so happy. You're so excited. You need to expel that energy.
Yeah.
And you need that field is where you get to expel that energy. And I really like what they're doing because I really think that's a tradition that needs to keep happening.
Yeah. I mean, and of course, the excitement comes from every level. Now, I'm not saying NFL because it's a totally different story. Nobody needs to storm that field. But, you know, I mean, we've seen it at the high school level, too. I think you were calling that game when Loretto beat Lawrence County for the first time. I think the student section.
No. AJ was on that one. But I remember watching it, I
was saying, there was a lot of happy folks there.
Well, my freshman year at Loretto, we hadn't won a game in about 2.5 years, and we went to Collinwood and we beat them and we stormed their field because we hadn't won in 2.5 years. It was exciting. I mean, it was a moment for the whole community.
Yeah.
But I don't like the $500,000 fine thing. Now I get if it gets broken and stuff like that, you know, you should be punished for it. But with how financially involved college sports are now, I think that punishment may be a bit too strict. I liked the increasing the fines. Like the first one was $100 and the second one was $250 and then $500. And I think the Big 12 has adopted that ruling well. Just $500,000 every time I feel like is way too much money for a tradition because in the SEC there are upsets every week. I mean, we'll just put it how it is. There are maybe not a reason to storm the field every week, but 3 or 4 times a season there's big games that call for that. And I feel like, you know, they're putting that big $500,000 check in your face saying you can't do this. I like the way that Arkansas, and I believe Vanderbilt did this in basketball as well, where they put a timer up on the clock on the jumbotron, and when that hits 0, you can storm the field, and it somewhat has the same effect, but it allows all the coaches and players to get out of the way because we've also seen videos of players and coaches getting in altercations with fans trying to get back to the locker room.
One of the funniest things last year, obviously complete credit to Vanderbilt for beating Alabama. I mean, but watching them, then like the 50 students that like stormed the field, Don't punish them for that. There was only like a handful of kids.
Yeah. And it's Vanderbilt. No one's
it's Vanderbilt.
Getting hurt.
I remember a couple years ago they beat Anthony Richardson in Florida, and they showed them storming the field, going down the stairs in a single file line. It was
It's organized.
It was the most Vanderbilt thing ever.
Yeah, most Vanderbilt thing ever.
As long as you don't tear up property, that's my thing.
Yeah.
And now goalpost, that's like a whole different story.
You mean the one that's still in the Tennessee River?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I think Vanderbilt threw one in the river too, so there's two in that. Yeah.
When you go on Google Maps, it shows exactly where it's at.
But I say, my biggest thing is like just don't rip up the grass and all that stuff, because I know the greenskeepers. Yeah, they're probably pissed.
I remember seeing people. Now I took a couple blades with me because that's a memory. I put that in a little bag or whatever. But there were people ripping the turf out of the ground and taking big pieces of the orange and white, in the checkerboards in the end zone and selling it on Facebook.
One lady sticking it in her purse.
Yeah.
like a whole checkerboard from the touchdown zone. Yeah.
All right, guys, well, coming up next, we will talk a little college football, getting ready for week 0 when we return here on Exports Today.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
State Line Garage Doors, owned and operated by Justin Gobble, is your trusted local expert in garage door services. Based in Lawrence County, Tennessee, State Line Garage Doors is built on over a decade of hands-on experience, providing reliable repairs, replacements, and installations for all types of garage doors, residential and commercial. They proudly serve our community and the surrounding areas. When you work with State Line Garage Doors, you're not just another job, you're part of our community. Their commitment to quality, transparency, and craftsmanship is at the heart of what they do, and they offer free estimates. State Line Garage Doors. Reach out to discover the difference a company with local roots can make for your home and business.
Since 1955, Evers Construction has been the company folks have trusted for residential and commercial construction projects. Today, Evers is still the leader in building and is just as committed to maintaining. From residential to commercial and industrial, Evers' team of experts stands ready to install, service, and repair all your HVAC and plumbing needs. Specializing in leak repair, maintenance, air duct cleaning and repair, air handler service, drain cleaning, gas line work, emergency unit repair, inspections, and more. Evers Construction offers a preventative maintenance package to keep your home or business cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Trained, trusted, reliable. For more information or to schedule an appointment with the pros who know, phone 931-762-3593 or visit eversconstructionco.com. Evers Construction Company in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
There's a reason owners Tyler and Cindy McDowell chose the name In Service for their towing business. They did because it's their goal to be in service for you on the day that you need them the most. In Service Towing is now known far and wide for their response time because minutes matter when you're broken down, or their 24/7 availability. You can call them anytime for service. Their professional team with years of experience and their fairness, plus their know-how in dealing with the unexpected. But the thing that In Service is known best for is how they treat their customers, and that's like family. When you need them, call them 931-843-9098. Make your property rock and roll with services from G&S Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as The Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome back to X Sports Today. AJ Good here with Taylor Plott, Hayden Burks, and Michael Marks. And we were watching a Step Brothers deleted scene that was not suitable for TV. And
not live air.
Yes.
Commercial breaks only.
I don't know how they made it through that movie.
There's no telling how many takes they had to go through.
The one that Michael and I were talking about yesterday was the one with the bunk beds.
Yeah.
It was all of a sudden crashing down, and then he runs through the parents and says, "Why did you let us take them? This was a stupid decision. Why did you let us do this?"
We used to quote every time we would do something in one of my offices that I worked in, and it would like be more efficient space. So I'd like, so much space
for activities.
So much room for activities.
I say that unironic, like way too much. Anytime I see a big open space, it just calls to me.
So much room for activities.
Such a great movie.
You got to pace back and forth. All right, guys, week 0, the college football season going up. We have got, in the FBS alone, we've got 5 games featuring FBS teams. We'll get to the big one later, but let's start first. I think we can kind of figure this one out. 3 o'clock our time, UNLV hosting Idaho State. I think we all taking the Rebels in that one.
Yep.
And mainly, we just want to see what Dan Mullen's going to do in his first game.
Well, and he said leading into this first game that Alex Orji will get the start, but both him and Anthony Calandria, the transfer from Virginia, will get some snaps. So it's interesting to see us, talk about a mid-major quarterback battle, but these are 2 former Power 5 guys with a Power 5 coach, a level coach. So it'll be interesting in Vegas.
It'd be interesting to see who Dan Mullen, or which Dan Mullen this is. Is this the Dan Mullen that basically put Mississippi State back on the map? Or is it the one that he went to Florida and, yes, had some good years, but then kind of started falling off a little bit? First off, I think it's good for him to be able to get back into a coaching role. I feel like that's something that he's wanted to do for a while, and I think that's a good program to see what he can actually do.
Yeah, and it just felt weird seeing him in the studio. I don't know if it felt that way for any of y'all, but seeing him in the studio, I'm like, dude, you need to be on a sideline somewhere. Like, it just...
Or just some of the things he would say. He'd talk about recruiting. I'm like, dude,
you didn't do recruiting.
How bad of a recruiter you were.
Yep.
You're a good coach because you won a lot of games, but recruiting wasn't exactly your strong suit.
That's right.
So the other one, the 5:30 game, pretty good one here. Fresno at Kansas. Kansas ended the year really well last year, kind of, I think, upset Colorado's Big 12 championship hopes. I think won 3 of their last 4, or maybe won 4 in a row to end the year, even though they didn't make a bowl game. So,
and I believe they were all against ranked teams as well. They went on a tear down the stretch.
Fresno State's been a really solid Mountain West team. They've had a lot of success over the last couple of years, so that's a sneaky good one there at 5:30 on Saturday.
I think there could be an upset. I still think Kansas will come out with the victory there, but Fresno State, I mean, they're probably one of the top notch, in my opinion, to win the Mountain West. I don't know if they'll win the Mountain West, but I think they'll be in contention for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I think Kansas is a very interesting team last year because if you go look at their schedule, other than the game where they got beat 45-17 by Baylor the last week of the season, all of their games were really close. They had a close loss at Illinois, a close game with West Virginia, a close game with Arizona State.
Blew a 17-point lead in that game. This guy saw me stressing out. We were calling that volleyball game, and I was watching that and calling volleyball at the same time.
Yep, I remember that.
So they were a very sneaky team, and obviously Lance Leipold's back. They got Jalen Daniels for one more year. That guy's been in college for like 10 years at this point. Yeah. So hopefully he can figure things out. But and you bring in a Fresno State team that's one of the more talented in the group of 5 and one of the better teams in the Mountain West. So bringing them into your new stadium week 0, I think it gives a good time to hype up the fan base for a relatively big game.
Yeah, never underestimate the Bulldogs over there in Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
Even on some of their worst teams that they've had, where they go like 2-10 or like 3-9. There's a lot of games that you look at in their schedule and like, holy cow, they lost that, but they lost it by 3 points or a touchdown. Or they're usually in some of those games.
They can still buy it.
And they can still buy it, yeah. So I think that's probably one of the games I would be looking forward to watching.
Yeah, 5:30, we'll be on Fox. On CBS Sports Network, an underrated group of 5 game, Sam Houston at Western Kentucky. The Conference USA race last year, no one was paying attention to it. Hate to say it because it is Conference USA, but it was a 4-team race for that top spot. Jacksonville State eventually took it over and won it. Then their coach left and went back home. But all of that, but it was Sam Houston, Western Kentucky, Jacksonville State, and Liberty down to the wire before Jacksonville State blew everybody out there. So Sam Houston. Jacksonville State has a new coach, basically a new roster. But Sam Houston, Western Kentucky, they got some good transfers. They returned the bulk of these rosters, and they're opening up with each other on Saturday night. A sneaky, might be the best game outside of the one we're going to talk about last here on the schedule here on Saturday.
Yeah, I feel like Sam Houston doesn't get the respect they deserve because they are one of the newer teams in the FBS.
They have won a national championship recently.
Yep.
FCS, right?
But they were a 10-win team last year, very good. And then they open up against a game that they probably want back from last year. The only one where they really got dominated, other than a game against UCF, was Western Kentucky. Beat them 31-14 last year, and getting them week 0. I mean, you have to travel to Bowling Green, but it's definitely one they've got circled, especially with it being a big dog in the conference.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's they were looking to get back at them, but it is one of the, you just kind of think group of 5, and specifically the Conference USA, maybe even the Sun Belt, like some of those teams. Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, they have had a decent program for a good amount of time. I mean, obviously, they have their up and down years, but I feel like they've been kind of one of the more overall consistent maybe over the past handful of years. So, and you said it was down to the wire last year in the
4-team race.
4-team race
in CUSA.
So we'll see how they look this year too.
And and then week 2 they got UNLV. It's a tough start to the season.
I mean, that league's wide open. It's going to be wide open.
Do they still have Finley, or did he graduate?
Transfer from Western Kentucky. I don't think he's there anymore.
I think he transferred.
I would say I think he transferred
That's
again.
I thought.
The what would be a midnight game at 6:30 here in week 0. So Stanford at Hawaii. Stanford's breaking in a new coach, interim coach. It's Frank Reich, former NFL head coach, having to go to Hawaii. This is a sneaky game. A lot of teams, a lot of Power 4 teams have been making that week 0 trip over to Hawaii. They've kind of incrementally gotten better throughout the years, but Stanford, not what they used to be. Hawaii a little bit better. That could be a sneaky game for Stanford in week 0 going across the pond that way.
I say, what is? I know we did the over-unders. Was there over-under 3.5?
I would say it was 3.5. Yeah. Hawaii's favored in this game, 2.5.
I could see that. I really could see Hawaii winning this game. So it's if Stanford isn't ready, Hawaii can get them.
Yep.
And listen, this Hawaii team's bringing back or trying to bring back some of those late 2000s days. When June Jones was running things. Timmy Chang is still the head coach, and they got a guy that likes to sling it. Yeah. I remember watching them. They had a home and home with Vanderbilt a couple years ago, and when they came back to Nashville, I mean, they threw the ball like 60 times that game. Yeah. So this is a very dangerous team. Obviously, it's hard for Hawaii to get the talent that some of these teams in the the continental United States get.
The talent on their own island.
Yes.
A lot of those old Pac-12 teams, they've loaded up on Hawaii.
I would say Oregon and USC, the big two in that. So if they can keep the talent that they have there, I mean, the sky's really the limit for Hawaii in terms of what mid-majors can do now.
Rainbow Warriors.
Before we get into the big one, so UNLV 26.5-point favorites over Idaho State. Kansas is 13-point favorites over Fresno. Western Kentucky 10-point favorites over Sam Houston. Hawaii 2.5-point favorites. Highest total points, we got UNLV 65.5.
Yep.
Got Kansas, Fresno 50.5. Western Kentucky, Sam Houston 60.5. Hawaii, Stanford 50.5. So
I think that the point total is pretty accurate. That Kansas and Fresno State game
should be a shootout.
Should be high scoring.
Yeah, and I think UNLV might score 65 themselves.
They're definitely going to try.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try. All right, guys, to the big one. We have a ranked matchup, which we haven't had much of that at all in Week 0. Iowa State and Kansas, the Erlingus, I guess that's how you say it, college football classic over there in Ireland. So Farmageddon, literally going to a farm, but it's across the pond. Yeah. So a big 12 matchup, two teams fighting. We mentioned it when we were talking Big 12 win totals. This could be a team that's up there.
Yeah,
both of these teams can be up there. We could be looking at a Big 12 championship eliminator in Week 0.
I was just about to say that. I think this might be that fight for that first or second spot in the Big 12 championship, because I think Arizona State's probably the most comfortable lock, at least this early in the season. But both teams have a lot of questions they want to answer. Kansas State, can Avery Johnson finally become a consistent passer? We know what he can do with his legs, but with his arm has been the thing that's kind of keeping Kansas State from taking that next step. And then for Iowa State, had a terrible run defense last year. And Kansas State, with Avery Johnson and their backfield, like to run a lot of a lot of sweeps, a lot of options, stuff like that, and keep the defense on its heels. So I think Week 1 we're going to have a lot of questions answered in the Big 12.
Yeah, specifically Iowa State, but also Kansas State to an extent. You look at kind of the past, I don't know, I'm going to throw maybe 8 years out, something like that, going back to like the mid 2010s. It just feels like Iowa State's been one of those teams where they're just a win or two away from being that kind of 9-3, kind of still good team, but from going to that to a really, really good 11-1, maybe undefeated team that is making a run for the playoffs. It feels like there's always been that kind of game or two where they falter a bit.
Yeah, I would say I remember. I think it was 2019 or it may have been the COVID year where they were a Big 12 championship win from I believe over Oklahoma away from making the playoffs. Yeah. So they've been right there knocking on the door before.
They've been right there, and I feel like that they're once again going to be right there knocking on the door. And I feel like out of all the teams that I feel like have always been that close, I've always felt like Iowa State's been that one that just seems like it's the closest. They always have a really good offense. They usually have a pretty good defense. But there's always just that one or two games where they just like it just messes them up.
Or like they get overwhelmed by the moment.
Yeah, they get overwhelmed by the moment.
That's happened, when Texas was in the Big 12 and Matt Campbell really had it going. Texas seemed to be the team that always found a way to trip them up.
Yep.
But they always found a way to beat Oklahoma, which never
made no sense.
Never made any sense at all. But I think it comes down to quarterbacks. Avery Johnson on one side, Rocco Becht on the other, because this is practically a bowl game because you're going into a neutral site. Your fans aren't going to travel like they normally would. Kansas State's got a really good fan base. They travel pretty well, but then again, this isn't another country. Iowa State's fans aren't necessarily known for traveling all that well. It's going to be a quieter atmosphere over there, even though this is going to be a big game. I mean, you're basically looking at a practice.
Like an enclosed game.
An enclosed practice-like scenario with a few fans. I mean, the locals will show up. They always tend to.
The thing I'm going to be curious about is, all right, well, what's the difference in the fans? Because I feel like it's going to end up being like 80% just drunk
Irish people,
Irish dudes, drunk Irish dudes just in the stands, and then you got like 20%. Okay, actually, people that came over from the U.S.
No, it's really funny because you get you go there and listen to the game. Every third down is loud because half the people there are just from the area and want to come watch an American.
That's awesome, though.
And I do think that makes the game more interesting because they don't care who wins; they're just being loud.
Yeah, they just want to.
They're reading what's on the jumbotron when it says "get loud, get loud."
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So let's quickly just look at some of the games coming up next week 1, the Thursday and Friday. Boise and South Florida playing 4:30 our time on Thursday. Ohio at Rutgers. If you remember how this bowl game ended a year ago, East Carolina and NC State. That's a sneaky good one on Thursday. Looking through, Wyoming's playing Akron, just if you want to know.
We'll see how that goes.
Our local Wyoming fan over here. Nebraska at Cincinnati. That's the big one on ESPN on Thursday night. Friday, taking a look at the schedule, and there's a big one.
Auburn
at Baylor's on Friday. Also, Georgia Tech and Colorado both playing at the same time there on Friday. So we do have some pretty good, sneaky good matchups, and then we'll go through the Saturday slate next week. So that's what we're looking at.
Georgia Tech and Colorado, what time? And
that's 7 on next Friday. Same time Baylor and Auburn will be playing. So.
And that's going to be two really good games.
One's on Fox, one's on Colorado. If you have YouTube TV like I do, and you can dual screen it and have a great time. Well, coming up next, guys, we've got a little bit more trivia. We're going postseason baseball and some college football when we return.
Arts, crafts, stationery, journals, books, educational toys, wrapping paper, devotionals, greeting cards, and much more can all be found at Paper and Thread in downtown Lawrenceburg. Shop local to find the perfect gift or have a custom gift basket made for just the right occasion. Paper and Thread has a party room now available for birthdays, classes, and so much more. We could go on and on about all the neat things you'll find at Paper and Thread, but you just need to hop in your car and head down there. 106 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg is where you'll find them and discover what makes Paper and Thread awesome. That's Paper and Thread in downtown Lawrenceburg, 106 North Military Avenue, just north of the square.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
LUS is committed to our customers, from providing and maintaining energy-efficient utility services to friendly, helpful customer service. LUS is there. At LUS, we're always challenging everything we know, every day. We strive to improve efficiency and reliability while focusing on our responsibility to our customers and the community. It's our promise to provide dependable service to our customers every time. Because we don't just work in Lawrence County, we live here too.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you, as an employee, a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
There's no job too big or too small for Gonzalez Lawn and Landscapes. Owner Chris Gonzalez works hard to make your commercial or residential properties one of the neighbors will envy. You won't find a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. We offer mowing, landscape removal, small construction jobs, and more. Our team is licensed and insured to ensure the best work for Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Your satisfaction is our goal. We won't leave until you're happy. Call today to set up a free quote.
Why should you bank with Employee Resources Credit Union? We offer a wealth of services, including mobile banking, video banking, bill pay, and more. We also offer loan rates that are lower than those of our competitors. Employee Resources Credit Union has been a financial pillar since 1964, providing long-time support to members of the community. Join us and become part of the ERCU commitment, not for profit, for service.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome back to X Sports Today. AJ Goodwood, Taylor Plott, Michael Marks, and Hayden Burks. Guys, final segment of the show. We're going some stats here. We're going baseball first. I got two baseball statistics for you. Okay, number one. We're going to do postseason strikeouts, the top 10. First, I'm going to give
hitters or pitchers?
Pitchers.
Okay.
Oh, that's another good we can do later. Don't you research it.
Who struck out the most?
20 through 11. 20, Zach Greinke. 19, Orlando Hernandez. 18, Mariano Rivera. 17, John Lackey. 16, Walker Buehler. 15, Kurt Schilling. 14, CC Sabathia. 13, Adam Wainwright. 12, Greg Maddux. And 11, Randy Johnson. That's 20 through 11.
John Smoltz could be in there.
Number 3, 199 strikeouts through 209 innings pitched.
I'll go ahead and say Glavine and Maddux because it felt like
Maddux was the number 12.
Yeah.
Glavine is number 9, 143 strikeouts through 218 and a third innings.
I would say I knew all three of them were going to be up there.
Yeah.
The first one that comes to my mind is Pedro Martinez.
He is not in the top 10 or the top 20.
Nolan Ryan. Let's
see.
Trying to remember if he had a lot of postseason starts.
With Houston, he had a good bit, but I guess not
in the top 10 or the top 20.
I couldn't remember how good those Rangers teams.
Pedro's 23, 96 strikeouts.
Wow. I guess the Yankees really were his daddy.
Adam Wainwright.
He is 13.
Okay, you already said his name. Okay.
Was there like a Roy Halladay or a Cliff Lee in there? I don't know if they had enough. Okay. How many old guys we got?
Most of these we grew up watching.
Okay, so no like Walter Johnson or Bob Feller or Christy Mathewson.
For most of that, you only played in 2 series.
Yeah.
For the first 50, 60 years of baseball, it was just one. It was a World Series.
Yeah,
that was it.
You had
there might have been a tie at the top, and you played a best of 3, but that was.
You had your NO and your AO, and you just went at it. Yeah. Did you say Clayton Kershaw was he into like the top 20, 15 or
number 2?
He's number 2.
Wow.
Okay.
113 strikeouts and 194 in a third.
And see, he just has such bad postseason luck that you don't think of him being a big strikeout guy. Is Verlander in there or Scherzer?
Number 1 is Justin Verlander, 244 strikeouts, 226 innings pitched. Scherzer is number 6, 171 strikeouts and just 143 innings.
That 2011 Detroit Tigers rotation was disgusting.
Oh, it was.
So you've got 1, 2, 3, 6, and 9.
Did you say Holiday for the Phillies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you did say that? Okay. I couldn't remember if you said that or not.
Was Kurt Schilling in the 11 through 20? Okay.
Yeah.
I would help you guys, but baseball history like that.
Is a guy like Chris Sale in here?
No.
Okay. I would say he
He
played.
hasn't had a ton of postseason experience.
He was a White Sox.
This might be a stretch. Tim Hudson.
No.
Okay.
And see, I'm thinking of these guys that started elsewhere because, like, a guy like Garrett Cole comes to mind. Is he in there?
Garrett Cole is number 7.
Okay, there you go.
56, and he also did in the least amount of innings,
Yep.
133 and a third.
Yeah.
I feel like just his recent couple of years with the Yankees, people forget how good he was, like in Houston.
Yeah.
So you need 4, 5, 8, and 10.
Let me ask this: out of those, how many? Well, let me phrase it this way: of the teams that we would think of that they played for, how many are AL and NL?
Well, all of them pitched in the. Well, actually, I'm saying 1, 2. Well, no, one of them is mainly an AL guy.
Okay.
All in the same division. And the other 3 pitched in both leagues.
I don't know if that helps me
But
at all.
who, like, would we remember them for, like, just being on one specific team for, like, the longest time?
Yes.
Okay.
One of them for sure. One of them is more known what he did with that team than his several other stops in his career.
Okay.
And then the other one, basically, he pitched for 3 organizations, but he's only known for 2.
Okay.
Kind of equally. For
Yeah. Just because we talked about it Tuesday, is Tim Lincecum or Madison Bumgarner in here? Okay.
I forgot about Bumgarner. Man.
I don't know why I'm thinking this because he definitely doesn't have enough. But Jacob deGrom,
no,
I would say the Mets only had a couple good years there in the mid 2010s.
But one of the guys is known for his time with the Red Sox and the Cubs.
John Lester?
133.
Wow. I was about to say, is John Lester on here, but I didn't want to sound stupid.
So, and the other 3 at one time were teammates.
Oh. Wow. Are these Yankee guys? Is it like Andy Pettit?
Yeah, he's number 4,
and
183, 276.
Roger Clemens?
Number 5, 173 and 199.
Oh, and who else is in
There's
that
one
rotation?
more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a lefty?
No, he's a righty.
Righty.
Oh.
He basically invented the knuckle curve.
Oh. Not Andy Pettit.
I have this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly, who else was on that rotation?
Mike Mussina.
Oh, Mussina. That's the. I was about to say it's a guy that had a bunch. It was kind of not really necessarily a junk pitcher, but
yeah,
145 strikeouts in 139 innings.
I don't know why we didn't just go straight to the Yankees.
Yeah.
off the rip.
All right, guys. I don't know why my iPad's being difficult. Postseason home run leaders. Let me give you 20 through 11. Enrique Hernandez, 15. Carlos Beltran, 19. Aaron Judge, 18. Jim Thome, 17. David Ortiz, 17. Bryce Harper, 15. Mickey Mantle, 14. Reggie Jack. Actually, I'm just going to give you number 10 because we have a 4-way tie for 10.
Okay.
Mickey Mantle, Reggie Jackson, Nelson Cruz, Carlos Correa, and Giancarlo Stanton each have 18. So you got to get 1 through 9.
Babe Ruth.
No.
No.
No. Again, remember they different back then.
Well, I figured that they would have at least enough games. I thought, but
So there wouldn't be like a Lou Gehrig on here either. No. Okay.
So these are more recent.
All of them.
All of them
are recent. Some of them are still active.
Oh.
Freddie Freeman.
Kyle Schwarber.
Number 4.
Okay, Schwarb Daddy.
Because I saw the thing after he hit the home run in the World Baseball Classic. It's like he's hit one in both wild cards games, both divisional series. You know.
Did you say Bryce Harper?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
was on the
like
other
12.
list. 12.
15th. He's 17 career homers.
Is Manny Ramirez here? I feel like he was. I would say that dude's super clutch.
29 home runs and 410.
Jeez.
Yeah. You get that guy in the. He was the definition of when the lights got brightest. He played the best.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't remember. Did you say Pujols or not? I know that's a lot.
9.
Okay, he is in there.
He's in a 3-way tie at 19.
Okay.
4-way tie actually at 19.
Is Jeter or A-Rod here?
Jeter's at 5 with 20 career home runs.
What about A-Rod?
A-Rod's not.
Okay.
He's not in there. Okay. This could be a stretch. Mark Teixeira?
No.
Oh, that wasn't a bad guess. Is there like a...
Again, this could be a stretch. Josh Hamilton.
Oh. Tell you what could have been with that guy?
There's a lot of Astros on this list.
Okay, so we got like...
Former and current
Altuve.
Number 2, 27 career home runs. Postseason.
Kyle Tucker hasn't played long enough yet.
He's not going to play at all.
Yeah.
He's back on the field.
Yuli Gurriel? No.
2 of his former teammates.
George Springer.
No,
Is he on there?
Tied at that 19.
Is Michael Brantley in there? No. Okay. I'm trying to think of those late 2000s Astros guys. You already said Correa.
Yeah. There's one more you're missing.
Oh, is it Alex Bregman?
He is tied in the 19 bunch.
The one guy that's on the Red Sox.
So you got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. So you need 7 and 3. One of them played his whole career with the Yankees.
Okay.
90s, 2000s.
Oh, Jorge Posada? No.
Outfielder.
Is it Brett Gardner?
No.
I'd say my Yankees knowledge is not...
Bernie Williams.
Bernie Williams. Switch hitter.
All time, 22 home runs. Number 7, along in that 19 group, Corey Seager.
Oh, dude, he's got
a sneaky one.
He's 2 World Series MVPs.
I don't know what it is about him, because he could hit like maybe 18 to 20 in like the regular season, but all of a sudden the postseason comes and he's just launching balls out of that ballpark.
So we'll go college football for our final one here before we all have to hit the road to our various places.
McAllister's
career and single season college football passing touchdown leaders.
Ooh. Well, number 1 is Bailey Zappi.
62.
And number 2 is Joe Burrow.
60, yeah.
Okay. You said top 10?
Top 10, yeah.
Top 10.
There is a 4-way tie for 10th.
You said this is single season?
Single season, yeah. There's a 4-way tie for 10th.
Okay, this will give me a gauge on where to start guessing. Is Jameis Winston here?
He is not. No.
Okay.
Marcus Mariota?
He is not.
Tua.
He is not. No.
Is Kyler Murray?
He is not.
Wow.
I was about to say Baker.
He is not.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Jaden Daniels?
He is not.
Matt Leinart.
He is not.
Whoa.
Johnny Manziel.
What is this list?
So, 1 at 62, 2 is 60, 3 is 58, 4 is 54, 5 52, 3-way tie for 6, 50. We have 50. 1 at 49, a 4-way tie at 48.
Okay, let's start looking at Tebow. Let's start looking at quarterbacks that lost the national championship. Have we got a Trevor Lawrence in here?
No.
Have we got a Deshaun Watson in here?
No.
Okay.
You do have a national championship winning quarterback. 2 actually, but you already mentioned one of them.
Okay.
Stetson Bennett?
No, he didn't throw enough. Are these like recent? Like really, most of them?
I'm just going to give you a list.
Okay. Well, give me a give me a team, and I could probably tell you.
Number 3 played at Hawaii.
Is it Timmy Chang or Colt Brennan?
Colt Brennan.
Yep.
58. Number 4 played at Houston in the 80s.
Andre Ware.
The guy right after.
Oh, and that's
David Klingler.
Okay.
This guy you're not going to get, played at Texas Tech. He's number 5.
It was the guy before Graham Harrell.
B.J. Simmons.
Yep.
Dwayne Haskins was the national championship winning quarterback. Derek Carr and Sam Bradford each had 50.
People forget how Derek Carr at Fresno with Devontae Adams.
Number 9 was Brandon Doty at Western Kentucky in 2014, threw for 48. And you have Anthony Gordon at Washington State, Brandon Doherty again the next year.
Wow.
48. Case Keenum at 48, and Graham Harrell at 48.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have got in.
Yeah.
It's B.J. Simons is always the guy I forget because he was right before Graham Harrell, and Harrell was
most Tua threw for was 43 touchdowns,
and that's a lot.
In case Keenum had,
how many did Hooker have his final season?
I think it was like in the 40s.
Yeah. And the most,
that's right. I was thinking he had 58 at Tennessee.
Yeah. And the most,
I mean, look,
what's his name? Mahomes threw for is 41.
Wow.
Yeah, most Tua threw for is 43.
Yeah. Okay.
62 is a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of
Bailey Zappi's the man. So, all right, guys, that will do it for X Sports today. We got a special version of it tomorrow, pregame show-wise for week 1 of the high school football season. So for Taylor Plott, Hayden Burks, Michael Marks, I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys pregame tomorrow.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.